What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel where we are always talking about ways to level up financially. The title of this video really says it all. If you're afraid to invest, do this instead, and I guarantee that you will get a return. So, what's the investment strategy that I'm talking about? I'm not going to beat around the bush, guys. It's real simple. It's utilizing high yield savings that the banks are now offering. So, for years and years and years, banks gave you next to nothing for interest on the money that you had in the bank. They were giving like less than 1/10 of 1%, some of them. But they were taking your money and they were lending it out for people for car loans, credit cards, personal loans, getting 10, 12, 14, even 25% interest on your money that they were giving you less than 1/10 of 1%. And of course, that wasn't fair. So I'm going to give a shout out to Generation Z, because Generation Z are the people that stood up and said, you know what, we're not going to bank with a traditional bank. We're going to use Venmo. We're going to use Cash App. We're going to use these other alternative methods to do our banking. And as the bank's deposit shrunk, they said, well, we got to come up with something to pull these people back in, to get our deposits back up so we can start investing your money again and getting the great returns that we were getting. So what did they do? They came up with higher yield savings accounts. In other words, they're just doing what they're supposed to do anyway. They're supposed to share some of that money with us. So I'm just going to highlight around 7-8 banks that are giving pretty good guaranteed returns on your money right now that you can go to and open up a bank account and start getting a guaranteed interest return on your money. Okay, let's roll right through them. The first one is American Express. American Express is giving you a 4% return on your money, and this is APY, so that stands for annual percentage yield. So that means that, you know, if you have $10,000 in there, your money will make $400 in interest in a year. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot of money, but remember, you didn't have to do anything to get this money. You didn't even have to get out of bed to get this money. And it's a lot better than going through your traditional, big box bank that was giving you 1/10 of 1%, which probably equals to about 40 cents on $10,000. And I'm sorry, but $400 is a lot better than 40 cents. Now, with American Express, with their high yield savings, you only need $1 to open this account. That's all you need to start earning on it. And it is FDIC insured, which means the federal government insures the money. Next, I want to highlight Barclays Bank. Now, you may know Barclays from the arena in Brooklyn, New York, where the NBA Brooklyn Nets play. But it's also a credit card issuer and a bank. And they have a high yield interest that's paying 4.35% APY, no minimum dollar amount to start earning. And they're also FDIC insured. Next is CIT Bank. Now, this is one of the lesser known banks, at least it's lesser known to me. They are paying a little bit higher amount. It's 5.05% APY, which is an insane return for doing absolutely nothing. But there is a catch to CIT Bank. You do have to have a balance of at least $5,000. So if you don't have a lot of money to start off your account, CIT Bank would not be a good option for you, but the others that I've been showing you are, because they virtually have no minimum, deposit to start earning. Next is Morgan Stanley, which is through E-Trade. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I put this up a couple days ago. I was setting these slides up. Morgan Stanley was paying 4%. Guess what? Morgan Stanley just increased their APY to 4.25%. And they are FDIC protected up to $500,000. So you can have plenty of money in there, gaining interest and getting you paid for doing absolutely nothing. There's no minimum deposit. And it's just an example of what I talk about, of the banks are now competing for your money. Because I've had Morgan Stanley for a little while. And when I got my Morgan Stanley account, it was paying 3.5%. Now it's all the way up to 4.25%. Which, if you have a large sum of cash in there, it makes a big difference. Next is SoFi. SoFi is paying 4.4% APY, but again, it's a little catch to it. It is FDI insured, which I really like, but they'll give you up to $250 bonus as well, but you do have to set up a direct deposit with them. So you're going to have your payroll check going directly to SoFi in order to take advantage of this. Next is Synchrony Bank. Synchrony Bank issues lots of credit cards like Lowe's. I also think they do Macy's, lots of store retail cards. They're also FDIC insured. There's no minimum for you to start earning money with Synchrony Bank. They're very established, so I consider it safe. They're paying an APY or annual percentage yield of 4.5%, which is very good. Next, we have UFB Direct, which also has a savings account. They are paying 5.06% APY. There is no minimum deposit for you to start earning. There's no monthly maintenance fees, and it is FDIC insured, so your money is protected. Last on the list, guys, we have US Bank, and US Bank is definitely one of the bigger banks that's on this list, but their deal is not going to work for everybody. Although it's a 4.25% APY, annual percentage yield return on your money, and it definitely is FDIC insured. It's a large bank, has tons of ATMs, lots of advantages, but you do need $25,000 to open that account. So that's just not going to work for a lot of people, but a lot of the other options that I gave you will. So take that information and run with it. If you don't have a savings account right now, if your money is sitting in a checking account and it's getting absolutely no return, or if it's sitting in a savings account that's giving you 1/10 of 1%, consider one of these options that I just gave you and give your money a job. Okay, guys, that's all I got for today. Like I told you, investing is easier than you think, and there are methods that have a guaranteed return just like this. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. On that note, I'll see you next time, but for right now, I'm gone.